In today's video, I'll give you 7 ideas to help improve the output and productivity of your modeling. One of the biggest complaints I hear with fellow modelers is their inability to produce and to finish models. And there's nothing worse than not finishing your model to damage your confidence and remove all your modeling mojo. Nothing breeds success like success, and finishing your models is contagious, and it inspires you to keep going and to keep growing your skills and enjoying the hobby on an even greater level. We've all been guilty of neglecting 3 or 4 of the steps I'm going to go through now. So whether you're a beginner, an intermediate, or a skilled modeler, I'm sure there is something here for everyone. So tip number 1, dedicate a set time for your modeling. Think about it. If it was a sport, whether you're playing or watching, if you're going to gym, if you set aside reading a book before you went to bed, all of these things have got a dedicated time, which means you go and you do that task. And your modeling should be no different. So I challenge you to set yourself aside some dedicated time, whether that be an hour on a Saturday or 30 minutes on a Tuesday and 40 minutes on a Thursday, whatever fits in with your schedule. But if you can set yourself some dedicated time to sit down and actually model, you'll be amazed at the difference that makes to your output. Tip number 2, create yourself a dedicated workspace. Now, a workspace, I'm lucky enough that I have my own room to model. But your workspace might be the corner of a room, might be the kitchen table, might be a desk in the garage, or whatever that might look like. It might even be a seat that you sit every time to go back when you do your modeling. And even more so, if you can have it set up, ready to go, so all you have to do is sit down and you can start building. You don't need to get your head around where you got to last time. You can just sit down and start building, and when you pair that with the dedicated time you're spending and committing to this hobby, you'll be amazed at the output you can achieve. And even if you don't have a space where you can keep things set up all the time, have a system in the cupboard where you put things away the same way, and you have a toolbox, so when you open it, all your tools are there ready for you to go. And you know where you're up to, so you don't have to think about starting again and working out where you're up to. It's there, sit down, ready to go. You'll be amazed. Plan your build before you start. And what I mean by that is familiarize yourself with the parts, go through the instructions, see what you're going to need for the build, order them, prepare them, have them ready to go, whether that be glue, a knife, paints you might need. Have everything there ready to go so you don't hit yourself, don't make little roadblocks for yourself as you're moving through the build. Now, I know that could probably hold some people up if they couldn't get what they were looking for. So I would encourage you just to maybe push through that and find a substitute, an alternative. But knowing what you got in front of you will make your efficiency and your build output so much better. Stop procrastinating. Now I'm talking to you. We've all been guilty of it. I know modelers who have been procrastinating for decades, stalling and putting off builds because the time's not right and something's not quite right. There is never a perfect time to start, so get amongst it and start now. And I know the other big excuse people use is, oh, I don't have the skills to build the kit, or when I get better, I'll do this. And that's just an excuse. What's the worst that can happen? I challenge you to open the box and create some momentum. You may just surprise yourself. Be persistent. Now, modeling is like life with the ebbs and flows. You will find sometimes it flows and sometimes it ebbs, and sometimes you'll get to stages where you just do not want to keep going because it's annoying you or bugging you, or something is challenging you. I would challenge you to press through that punch on, whether it not be perfect or you don't have the ideal solution. Challenge yourself to press on, because once you get through that hurdle, it's like the finishing line's in sight, and often you'll be really surprised how close you are to the end goal. So be persistent, push through these ebbs and flows, because the reward will be worth it. Choose an appropriate kit. Now this is another one that I've been guilty of at times, and I'm sure a lot of you have. Choose a kit that, one, isn't a bad kit, and two, is appropriate for your skill set. There's nothing worse than a beginner modeler buying a kit with individual tracks and full interiors and whatnot, because if the skill set doesn't match the kit, it's gonna suck all the life out of them. The confidence will just drop. So I would encourage you to go online, ask your peers about kits, do a little bit of research. It's not too hard to find on Facebook, ScaleMates, on Google. There's kit reviews everywhere, and you'll get an idea of what's involved in some of these kits, and some of the kits to just be mindful of and maybe be a little aware of, and steer clear of them. Productivity is all about confidence and gaining momentum, so choosing the appropriate kit will be a really great point to start. And my final piece of advice to help improve your productivity would be to join a club. Go and connect with like-minded people, share ideas, ask questions, and you'll find that most of these clubs will have themes, monthly themes or group builds, which is a great way to get out of your comfort zone. But not only that, it gives you these calendars at the clubs, give you a line in the sand, or a deadline if you like, to finish your model so it's ready for display on that day. And I remember when I came back to the hobby, I don't know, maybe about 8 years ago, 9 years ago now, that was immensely helpful for me, because it gave me that reason to finish the models, because I was very guilty of getting to about 90% and just losing interest. So that was the big help. If there's not a club in your local area, I would encourage you to look for some groups on Facebook. Facebook is a lot more friendly than it used to be, or at least the groups within Facebook are a lot more friendly and welcoming than they used to be. So I would encourage you to connect in with those people, join in the group builds, just have a bit of fun with it and share your ideas. You'll be amazed at how your productivity will improve. So that's it. How many of those do you give yourself a pass mark with, and how many of those ideas could you improve in? Because I guarantee just implementing one of those ideas will greatly increase your modeling productivity from the level it's at the moment. And a saying I love is, where focus goes, energy flows, and there's no better reference than speaking about these ideas and implementing them in your hobby. Let me know if you agree or disagree with some of those ideas that I've put forward, and let me know if I've missed something. I'd love to hear about it in the comments below. If I've added some value, please hit the like button and please subscribe. I've set myself some pretty big goals for this YouTube channel, and I need your help to achieve them. So if you haven't already subscribed, please do so. It helps me a great deal to create this content and bring it to you on a regular basis. Remember guys, this is the greatest hobby in the world. Connect with your community, share it with your friends, and let's be proud of what we do. Until next time, I'll see you soon.
So let's get to it.
Yeah.